Hi everyone! Today I'm going to talk about how to find different vendor events for you to sell your products at. So if you take a look at my desk, it's covered in succulent arrangements. I've been working on these all day because this weekend, in a few days, I'll be vending at an event called Pancakes and Booze. I happen to have been an attendee at this event a few years ago. So that's tip number one. Think about events that you have attended or your friends have attended. Was it fun? Were there vendors there? Could you see yourself selling your products there? Usually the organizer's info is listed on the website and you can easily contact them. So Pancakes and Booze is an event I went to with my friends a few years ago. My friend Trevor found this event on Eventbrite, which I'll get into. And basically they serve pancakes. This was a nighttime club event. They served pancakes upstairs. There was a bar. And downstairs there was a whole gallery of artists selling their products. Recently when I was looking for vendor events, it popped up. I guess it's a thing they have every year now. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've been to this event before. It was so much fun. I would love to sell my products here. So I just contacted the organizer and that's how that happened. Tip number two. Check out your local coffee shops. Usually there's a bulletin board with flyers all over it. That sounds kind of old school, but honestly I have found some great events that way. Same thing with checking, any corners, any popular busy corners that may have flyers all over. Flyers are a great way to find events, so definitely pay attention to the things around you. Tip number three, be vocal. People can't really help you out if they have no idea that you have a business, if they have no idea that you're looking for vendor events. So I usually post it on social media, just a quick, hey, I'm looking for any local events. If you know of any, please send them my way. So people on my social media will always forward me flyers of events they've heard of, events they're throwing, events their friends are throwing. Be vocal and tell people that you're looking for vendor events. Obviously there's social media, but then there's a lot of power in word of mouth. So just telling people, do you know of any events that are looking for vendors? Do or any of your friends have any events coming up that I could sell my products at? There's a lot of power in speaking up. You put it out there, speak it into existence, it'll come to you. So my last tip number four, is my personal favorite way, which is basically searching through events online through Eventbrite, Facebook, and Nextdoor. So Eventbrite is my personal favorite. Honestly, I just go on there as if I'm searching for an event that I would want to go to. There's a lot of filters on Eventbrite that you can do. I try and filter it down as much as possible, but honestly, don't filter it too much because you don't want to limit yourself. So basically, as someone who makes jewelry, I'm not just going to look for jewelry expos for me to sell my stuff at, because then it'll be me among a whole bunch of other jewelry vendors. So you want to think outside the box when it comes to vending events. So I have vended at vegan festivals, even a vegan party in the club. I talk about vending in the club a lot. It's because it's a lot of fun. Maybe I'll do a video on vending in the club because it's fun, but it's also wild. Yeah, I've vended at day parties before. I've vended at corporate Halloween parties. Think outside the box. Don't limit yourself. Go to weird events. It's a perfect way to broaden your audience because then you introduce your brand to people that wouldn't normally come in contact with your brand. Facebook, again, search through events in your area. Usually it'll say, oh, your friends are interested in this event. Maybe you will be too. Facebook is good at suggesting a bunch of events. Last thing is Nextdoor, which I personally haven't used. It's an app and a website, I believe. Through Nextdoor, you can contact your neighbors in your local area and just throw it out there and say, hey, do any of you know of any local events happening in our city anytime soon? And that's a great way to just tap in with your community and see what people have to say, what suggestions people have. Alright, so now that you've found some events you're interested in, you want to contact the organizer through Eventbrite. You can easily find the organizer, and then you can send them an email through Eventbrite, which is great, and just give a short, concise blurb. Hey, I have a business named so-and-so. This is what I sell. Are you accepting vendors for this event? If so, I would love to vend. That's it. That's all you need to do. Send that email. Create a spreadsheet of all the events that you are interested in with the date, because you don't want to overbook yourself. Also, you want to book events with at least 2 weeks notice. If you're contacting an organizer days before an event, it's going to be stressful for the organizer. It's going to be stressful for yourself trying to get your stuff ready in time to vend. So I would say 2 weeks notice is good. There are some events that, are accepting deposits from vendors months in advance, like 3 months in advance. So when you're looking on Eventbrite, you're looking at bulletin boards and you're like, oh, this is not for like another 6 months. I'll get back to that later. Like, just contact the organizer and just say you're interested, you know? You're not really binding yourself to it until you put a deposit down. Also, keep in mind the price of vending. There are a lot of events that are free, which are amazing. You want to find as many of those as you can. I would say for the first year that I vended, all of the events I went to were either free or no more than $40. It wasn't until year 2 that I was serious about vending and wanted to go to bigger events that I was paying upwards of $300, $350. I wouldn't suggest an event like that when you're just getting started. Just because an event costs more doesn't mean it's a magically better experience with way more customers that are going to buy your products. So test it out with free or cheap events. One more bonus tip for you. So say you're at a vendor event and you're having a great time, your sales are through the roof, you know, you have other vendors around you. That is a great resource. Tap into the wealth of knowledge around you. Chances are the vendors next to you have done 100 vendor events before. Just be vocal. Again, put it out there. The universe will make everything fall into place, but you have to be vocal about it. So talk to people around you. They'll give you great tips. All right, that's all the tips I have about finding vending events. So hopefully that was helpful. If it was, please like and comment on this video and subscribe to my page. I have a lot more business tips coming your way soon.